TankFish is a very prominent Canadian Roblox gaming channel with over 1 million subscribers and has gained a total of over 265 million views on his YouTube account. Even though he has only uploaded around 161 videos, including one short. Now, TankFish has had a long history of content creation, starting all the way back in September 30th of 2017, where TankFish would create his very first YouTube channel, which is the one we all know of today. Apparently there was another channel of his back in 2018 that was named Is No One Here, where he made animations according to this wiki site regarding him. TankFish even references his alternate channel in his YouTube banner today. And as of now, all of the videos on the Is No One Here channel are privated. But on December 1st of 2018, just a few months after the TankFish channel was initially created, he would upload his very first YouTube video, which was about the Roblox game known as Playing Crazy. Playing Crazy is a Roblox game with over 300 million visits that was more popular back when TankFish began uploading. This was TankFish's choice of content at the time, uploading multiple videos on Playing Crazy, which over time would gain tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of views. Eventually, he began branching out to other Roblox games such as Elemental Battlegrounds and Rise of Nations. It wouldn't take too long, however, for TankFish to have a video blow up, such as a Rise of Nations video uploaded in September of 2019, which would gain him over 3.5 million views. TankFish would begin to see more success as more videos kept getting millions of views. His channel began to reach new heights in popularity, gaining him hundreds of thousands of subscribers as well. TankFish still uploads to this day and still averages a very substantial view count regardless of his widespread video schedule, meaning he puts quality into his content. It's very safe to say TankFish became a very respected content creator for the time being and had almost no controversies throughout his entire career, or at least until recent. It is currently December the 21st as I am typing this script, and I currently have access to a Google document that has not been yet released, made by someone known as Parlo, that goes over all of the vile and very concerning acts of TankFish, who, mind you, is in his 20s. Just keep that in mind as we go over this document. I will also link it in the description below if you want to go view it for yourself. Before we get into this document, I just want to remind you once more that from this point forward, this video will contain topics of con, shotcon, NSFW, and more topics related to that. Remember, you have been warned. Now, some brief context from the document states, this document will expose TankFish for exposing pornographic content to children, knowingly publicizing and maliciously promoting and advertising code links to hentai porn, including art of shotcon, young boys, and con, young girls. This art constitutes as CP under US and UK law and is illegal. TankFish has actively included codes which link to this depraved art for the past 2 years as a quote funny little joke, which has resulted in countless children being exposed to this content and has undoubtedly started countless foul porn addictions, especially regarding how deep this illegal rabbit hole goes. Some codes TankFish presented leads to hentai art comics, lots in which depicted young children getting sexualized, raped, mutilated, disemboweled, tortured, and other very vile things. Now first off, let's talk about the codes that the segment we just went over talks about. So for the legitimacy of this, we have a Discord screenshot of someone in TankFish's server stating, "Bro, you still put an indirect link to porn in your video," while TankFish replies with the bold claim that, "It's just 6 numbers bro. That doesn't matter. TankFish uploads content that younger teenagers watch and that's a fact." So literally soliciting and baiting his fan base to go look up hentai at the end of his videos is just unnecessary and deplorable. Here is more screenshots of TankFish talking about the codes. Now that we are kind of starting to get an idea of what we're dealing with here, let's dive deeper into this document, because believe it or not, it gets worse. Now, it's worth mentioning that this guy has some sort of weird sexual addiction. Just take a look at this tweet shown here. Quote, "Was drunk and streaming me drawing hentais of myself at 4 AM in the morning on Discord, when suddenly my mom came in and I panic exited Photoshop. Then I just kept laughing and she was like, 'Why are you laughing?'" Now, sure, TankFish did censor the image in his tweet, but this just proves how much of a disgusting weirdo this guy really is. I mean, he is literally in his 20s and is drawing lewd images of himself. To further prove the fact that TankFish is a sexual weirdo, there is, or was, a channel in his Discord server titled NSFW Fan Arts, which apparently encouraged members of his server to possibly make arts of themselves with TankFish, which is very concerning at the very least. According to the document, TankFish claimed he didn't have full power in his server and how it was his mods who ran that NSFW fan art channel, whenever it's TankFish's channel for one, and for two, he could have maybe had his mods remove the channel? Eventually he did take action after being called out, but the fact that this channel was up for a substantial amount of time to his Discord server with over 58,000 members is just weird. Why promote and solicit NSFW on your YouTube videos and Discord server while having that big of a platform of hundreds of thousands of fans? TankFish would also promote his Twitch hentai streams to his YouTube community posts. Nice. Who cares if it was quote heavily monitored, which we don't even know if that's true or not. Streaming such material is weird and concerning regardless. Oh, and also remember those previously mentioned nuke codes that would lead his viewers to NSFW? Yeah, according to the screenshot and the document, he's been doing this for at least 2 years. 2 whole years, and to my knowledge, he was never really called out for it until recent. There may have been other times, but those didn't really damage his reputation as he still has a ton of fans supporting him to this day. Now, I just want to clear this up. If you're a Roblox YouTuber, it's absolutely fine to drop a few F-bombs here and there. Who cares? Or go as far as to making a few penis jokes. That's fine. Who really cares about that? There's a very clear difference between that and intentionally soliciting and encouraging your fanbase to look up NSFW and hentai unknowingly. To your fanbase of hundreds of thousands of people, a lot of them being underage. Here's even more screenshots of TankFish promoting hentai and NSFW to his YouTube channel, Twitter, etc. Once again, a lot of underage teenagers were exposed to this content. Let's dive deeper and embrace the fact that around 2 years ago, TankFish was completely plastered and drunk, then yet decided to go on his Discord server and draw his avatar as a girl getting R-worded. The fact that this is being encouraged, not even in secret, like it has been on his YouTube channel for everyone to see, is insane to me. Is this the person we should be platforming? Let's ask that question again later as there's more to cover. First off, here's screenshots of TankFish hearting comments of people saying how they related to the NSFW content that was being promoted. One of these users happened to obviously be a literal child. Here's another screenshot of one viewer being 14 years old and commenting about the NSFW content. TankFish also hearted this comment. Here's an obvious child commenting, and I quote, "When I saw the real picture," referring to the NSFW, "I was shocked and my mom was right in front of me." Why is stuff like this being encouraged? Like, just a genuine question here. I don't understand the goal of this at all, as it only makes TankFish's reputation worse, and it takes common sense to understand that. To make things worse, a fellow commenter states, "My 12-year-old friend watches your channel. I can't imagine what's gonna happen when he sees the NSFW post." TankFish then replies, "He will be more cultured." That just shows that TankFish couldn't care less on who views the blatant NSFW content that he so willingly promotes. Let's also talk about the fact that TankFish once said that Icon, aka Animated CP, is legal in the US when that's not even true. As a fellow American myself, I can quite confidently say so myself that it goes against the federal law. He later took back his previous statement on how it's legal in other places, but still said it's legal in the US, when once again, it goes against the federal law. There is even a screenshot of TankFish admitting to justifying Con, which is, mind you, animated sexualization of children. A member in his Discord asked, "Ayo, TankFish justifying CP?" TankFish replied saying, "Nah, just justifying please." I'm not into it, but come on. There's even a screenshot of TankFish saying in a Discord message, "Shada is a lifestyle." The fact that he's saying that Con is a lifestyle is genuine creep behavior. Even if it may be a joke, judging by TankFish's past actions is still concerning nonetheless. Mind you, Con is animated CP of boys, apparently. Yes, I didn't even know that till this day of reading the document, but okay. Just another thing to be aware of. Now, to make things worse, TankFish would even promote stuff that was considered Con in one of his codes that solicited NSFW in an image on his main Twitter account. And also, just keep in mind that these codes weren't made by TankFish himself. He apparently got it from a Reddit post, but he should still be aware of what he's posting, considering he knows what the codes lead to, which is NSFW. So maybe posting random codes that you know lead to NSFW, not knowing what type of NSFW, isn't really the best idea. So it's a form of negligence and it's still on TankFish, regardless. There was even another code that led to art containing gore, incest, cannibalism, torture, and Con. TankFish's response to these Con code links was that it was a quote-unquote meme. Yeah, like negligently putting codes that link to stuff that can be considered CP and goes against the US federal law is just a meme. Keep in mind, this is coming from the guy who has a weird sexual addiction and promotes hentai on his YouTube and Twitter. After he got called out for putting icon links to his Twitter, the messages of the whole conversation in his Discord were purged. Oh yeah, do you remember this screenshot earlier in this video? Yeah, the code shown in the screenshot sent by TankFish himself was the code to con, which once again is animated sexualization of underage boys. I can't stress this enough. Before we talk about everything we just went over, let's talk about the defense of TankFish, which, spoiler alert, their defense is terrible. There was this document that was made earlier in 2023 that was, quote, forged by TankFish and his cronies, that was debunked. I'll go over some of that now. One of their points was that the new codes in TankFish's video that linked to hentai and porn were just jokes, apparently. I don't even have to say anything against that, as it takes the average mind to understand how wrong it is to solicit hentai publicly, not even just by codes but by little downright promotion, to his audience that consists of younger kids and teenagers. Another point was that TankFish apparently never promoted it outright, when yes he did, he promoted it on his community posts and more. It's absolutely ridiculous how TankFish's own cronies are aware of his own actions. Respectfully, it's blatant, mindless meat writing. Eventually, TankFish released his own response that in which tries to claim it was all a joke once again. Like, yeah, I get it, he's trying to be an entertainer, that's cool and all, but unnecessarily putting codes that lead to literal hentai in his videos for anyone to look up, including kids in his own audience, is not a good way of doing so. He's a big Roblox YouTuber, he should know this. Now for some good news, after this response, he blurred out the codes in his videos and took down the hentai stream promotions. That's a good thing, but does this necessarily change his ways as a person? Probably not. Considering that he took down the NSFW promotions and references because the quote big boys stepped in, probably referring to people such as Ruben Sim, that just shows he's sorry because he got called out. TankFish is most likely still a sexual degenerate. I mean, who knows what he looks up in his free time. I don't understand how the codes that lead to porn could be a joke. Now, all in all, their defense was pretty bad. TankFish tries to claim all this stuff was a joke, like the message where he said it was his lifestyle, whenever he literally showed codes to images that contained icon on his Twitter and more. Apparently, all that was a joke. Ruben Sim even said himself to TankFish that, quote, this is a really bad look. There is even more stuff against TankFish and his server that I won't be covering in this video that are in the document that you can go view for yourself, as I'm pretty sure I made my point very clear here. Remember, the document is linked in the description. It's safe to say, considering everything we just went over, that TankFish is guilty. For one, he promoted codes on his YouTube channel that led to hentai. He put codes on his Twitter that led to little animated CP and other very vile and disgusting contents. Admitted to justifying animated CP. For two, he's a sexual weirdo and clearly has some sort of addiction. He would literally be drunk and go on stream or go to his Discord and draw tentacle rape porn of himself and promote it for minors to see. On the topic of minors being able to view this type of content, a lot of them have, and judging by how TankFish would heart these comments, it seemed like he was very okay with it. I'm not saying that this guy is an actual child pedo, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was. The fact that this stuff seemed to be encouraged infuriates me to a certain degree. It's insane. And just because TankFish backtracked from his past actions because of the quote big boys calling him out, doesn't mean he's changed as a person. Now I'm going to once again ask this very question. Is this the person we should be platforming?